Hi guys, it's Miss Steph from Miss Steph Science Club. You are about to watch the Wednesday afternoon pop-up recorded live on Facebook. So Miss Steph here. Hi. Miss Steph here. Hi. I am coming on for our Wednesday pop-up. Who's excited? So yeah, okay. So today's pop-up actually is dedicated to a young scientist named Josie. Hi, Josie. So I'll make sure that your mom is tagged in this post because this is something that I wanted you to see. And of course, the rest of you now get to witness this special gift for Josie, okay? Today's pop-up is moderation. Hopefully y'all know how to ask in comments. Today's pop-up is dancing milk. Okay, that's the activity we're going to do, but we're going to do the science behind dancing milk. I'll say that one more time. We're focusing on the science behind dancing milk. So essentially, I'm going to be explaining how this works. Why does the dancing happen? All right, aren't you excited? Aren't you excited to see why the dancing happens? And it looks like we've got a viewer on Facebook. Hello and good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for this short little pop-up. All right, so the first thing that we need is a clarification about materials. I have a plate. You'll notice, you guys know how I like 3 samples, right? This particular plate allows me to do my 3 samples on this plate. So here I'm going to be putting my whole milk sample. Here I'll put my diluted milk, and then here it's just going to be water. All right? So you need a plate or 3 plates. Okay? You need somewhere where the liquids will not be able to touch. That's an important thing. Okay? Then I have some water. This is just some plain old water inside of a beaker. I have an empty beaker because I need to be able to measure and accurately mix the water and the milk together. I want a half and half situation, and so I need to be able to measure that. Food coloring, of course, so that I'm able to visualize the reaction that's happening between the milk. Here's my whole milk. And the soap. Okay, so when we talk about our reactions and the most important components of an activity, I always like to make sure that you know what's most important for an activity. These 2 things, this activity does not work without the 2 of these. Period. This lets you see what those 2 things are doing. Okay? And I'm going to, so that it's easy for me to get the soap into the milk and control it, I have my Q-tips. You see I've got soap on the bottom here. You guys know how I like the clear soap because the clear soap really makes it so that I don't have any color change due to the soap, which is what I do not want. I don't want colors changing because of the soap. Okay? And so I've got that clear soap down on the bottom, and I have my Q-tips. All right? Normally I would have a place for my dirty Q-tips. Oops. Didn't I drop something on Saturday? Sure. I need some help. That's okay. Things drop. I'm going to just use paper towel right here. Okay. So hopefully you can see me, Instagram, because I'm going to put my plate here. I have, and Facebook, I'll tilt you guys down in a second. Like I said, I've got my plate here. Once I have my liquids all inside of my plate, I'm not going to want to lift it up like I normally would to lift it and go like this. I won't be doing that, and you'll see why. Okay, so let's make our liquids first. Okay, so the milk, right? That's already made. That comes, it's already done. This is whole milk. But Miss Stephanie, what does whole milk mean? I know, I hear you asking me. Whole milk, for those of you wondering and thinking to yourself, I don't understand and I don't know the difference. Right? Hey y'all, thanks for watching. Okay? Whole milk is full fat milk. Okay? There are different components. There are different things that are inside of milk, and one of those things is fat. And so for some of you younger viewers, you may not really understand what I mean by the fat, but guess what? When we do the activity, you at least get to see what the fat is doing or what it's not doing. All right? So yeah, so I have my milk. So that's already made. I don't need to do anything with it. Then I have my water. Remember I said I was going to use one of these sections for plain water. Now I need to combine the two in equal amounts in here. Okay? Before I do that, let's make sure I label stuff. So this is going to be just my H2O. H2O plus water. Okay, I'm labeling my plate. Milk. I'm labeling my plate so that I'm able to know exactly where to put things when I'm done. Okay, so I have a place where my whole milk will go, my milk and water, and my just plain water. I know. And somebody is getting on me for not letting them know that I was going live, but I just felt it in my spirit, so I did it. Okay? Sorry. Thank you for following. All right, so I'm going to do equal amounts. Half milk, half water. So let's do 50 milliliters of milk, and I'll do 50 of water, right? So a quick little math lesson, right? So 50 of milk. Then if I add 50, that means I need to go up to 100 for the water, right? Math and science go together. Remember, we go down low. Okay? So I've got 50 milliliters, right, of milk inside of my beaker. Half and half. So if I add 50 to 50, I'll get 100. So that lets me know how far I need to go up with my water. Now I'm putting water inside. All right. Down. All right. So I now have my three liquids. I've got my whole milk. I have my water and milk mixture. And I have water by itself. So let's go around and fill up the plate. Before I do that, I'm going to bring you guys down so you can see what's going on. All right? Is that what you want to see what's going on? Hey, people. Hey. All right. See, there we go. Move up a little bit. Okay. So, water. Going to add my water. Right. I've got water in here. Put that to the side. Now I have my milk, half milk and half water. Okay, I'm going to put this here. So essentially, in science terms, this is diluted milk. I made a dilution. Right, and that was actually a perfect amount. We probably used about 80 milliliters doing that. Okay? I know I'm nerdy. I'm talking. This is just how I am. This is fun. Okay? I like estimating the amounts of things that I'm using, right? okay? And then milk. I'm putting my whole milk inside of here. So for those of you who don't know and maybe have not experienced the dancing milk activity before, let's have a quick little chit chat before we really get into adding our food coloring and doing our next step, right? So the reason it's called dancing milk is that you take milk and soap and food coloring, okay? You put food coloring down on your milk, normally whole milk. I know I've made a point about that, and so I know that you understand that that's important, okay? And you, with your food coloring down, you then put your Q-tip with your surfactant, with your soap in it. And remember, we talked before, several weeks ago when I did one of my surfactant videos, is that surfactant has an interaction with fat. Okay? So the fat is kind of trying to like move around and get away from the soap. Okay? And so then it looks like it's dancing. Okay? But all of those words might not quite make sense to my younger scientists. So shouldn't I show all of you what's happening so that you can see it and therefore comprehend it, people? All right, like I said, we're going to try to make it look like our milk is dancing and moving around by using the chemical interaction between soap and the fat inside of the milk. All right, now, I like to color code things, so that's a little easier to understand. All right, so I'm going to do red for my milk only sample. This is the milk. Oh, good. On Facebook, see, it's a little hard to see on Instagram. Sorry, gang. I'll pick y'all up in a second, let you see. But on Facebook, y'all can really see the whole situation. All right, and so I've got green that's going to go here, and blue that will go here. Okay? And like I said in here, for those of you who are just joining me, today we're talking about the scientific principles behind the dancing milk activity. And we're doing that by showing you what it looks like with whole milk and with a dilution and just plain old water. All right, so let's put our food coloring down. Remember, color makes things better. The color is helping us see what's happening inside of the milk and the water. So let's put this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so first of all, you can tell, right? Even Instagram, even you guys, I know that you can tell there. Okay? You can see how the color already is just like mixing together. It's not even separated. Okay? So let's go ahead and put down, I told you I wouldn't forget y'all. Okay? So let's go ahead and put down some color into our kind of our diluted milk. Remember, dilution is a fancy word, a science word, okay, for when you mix typically water with another liquid, right? You're diluting it. You're making it less concentrated. Right. Let's keep this moving, because remember, I promised that our pop-ups wouldn't be too long. And we're already 13 minutes in, so I gotta get moving. All right, so now I'm going to do my red down on my whole milk sample. You should notice that the higher concentration of milk, therefore fat, okay, means that my color kind of doesn't move as much, right? My color is like stays put more. But the more water inside of each sample, you see that my color, right? So here I have all water. My color is already mixed in by itself without even me doing anything. And then here, trying to make sure I've got my angle proper. And then here, the color moved more, and then here, the color is just kind of sitting. I mean, it moved out a bit, but it's still, you notice, contained. And of course, I'm sure you understand why I'm not picking this up to show you, right? Because I need to have this down. If I move it, that's gonna mess up my whole situation. All right? So, let's move on to the next part, people. We are on today, ladies and gentlemen, doing a little pop-up. As you may have recalled, for those of you that are just coming on, actually, let me let you know what's here. This is soap and a Q-tip. Let's go with the water first. Right? On Facebook, you should be able to see this, guys. Okay? So some reaction is happening, but not really very exciting. Okay? I mean, did that look like it was dancing to you? Didn't look like it danced to me. So this is a sample that did not have any fat in it because it didn't have any milk in it. Now this sample has half the amount of fat because it has half the amount of milk. Oh, did you see that? Did y'all see that move? Okay. So with the milk, I do get some, with the higher concentration of milk and therefore fat, I get a reaction because remember, the fat in the milk is trying to move away from the soap that's on my Q-tip. Okay, let's do here. Okay, so I'm getting some movement, but again, does it look like dancing to you? The activity is called dancing milk. I would expect a little bit more activity. We'll expect it to be more exciting. Okay, let's see if we can really do this. Let's see what happens when we add the soap to the, there we go. I saw some dancing. I saw some movement. I don't know about y'all. I saw movement. Okay. A lot more movement happening. Okay. This particular activity is something that I strongly encourage you to try at home, right? Y'all got some dish soap, some food coloring, some milk, right? Okay. So my soap is reacting to the fat that is inside. Uh-oh, we got like 3 people on Facebook. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Hello, we had several people over here on Instagram too. Right? So the fat that's in the milk, okay, is trying to somehow maneuver away from the soap. So because of that, you get this thing that looks like it's moving, that looks like it's getting some dancing, right? So let's use a higher concentration of soap. Let's use even more soap. Okay. Also, my milk is pretty cold, and we know that temperature can make a difference with things. Okay. So not a whole lot of moving is happening anymore. And I'm going to do just direct. Okay, so let's see what happens if I just do this on top of the water. Okay. Top of there. And here. It's starting to move away. Okay. So the fat in the milk is moving away, and so you get this depiction of the color is moving. Okay, you get the depiction of the color moving around. All right. I'm going to add a little bit more food coloring. I'm going to put food coloring directly on top of where the soap is and then away from the soap. Okay? And look at the difference. So this is the food coloring directly on top of where the soap was. And this is the food coloring where I didn't have a lot of soap. Do you see that movement that's happening? Right, guys? This is cool. Y'all know how I feel about this stuff. Y'all know I think it's cool. If I didn't think it's cool, I wouldn't do it. All right, Instagram. Sorry, I'm trying to get the right angle there. Okay? So my food coloring that was directly on top of where I put soap, right? A bunch of soap is now indicated, like the food coloring is showing me where the soap was, right? Remember at the beginning of this little pop-up, I was telling you that these two things are what react together. But the food coloring is the thing that was going to show us what was happening. Make it so that we could actually see the two of them reacting. Capiche? Capiche. All right, folks. My nose is itchy, but I don't want to itch it. All right. To me, that's it. That's something that you can take, try at home. Please feel free. I've got a "this is cool" in the comments. Thank you so much. Okay. Please try this at home. Feel free to send me a message to ask me more about it. But long story short, without the fat and the milk, dancing milk activity doesn't work. The food coloring simply doesn't dance. Okay, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will join me again on Saturday. On Saturday, remember, we've got some super absorbent polymer, and then I have another special shout out to give on Saturday to another fabulous scientist. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. This has been Miss Steph. Thank you for watching the Wednesday afternoon pop-up. I most certainly hope that you remember to like, share, and subscribe so that you never miss any of this awesome science content.